YouTube, Aang Sasha here with special guest Nala. Okay, and today we're going to talk about the dark side of depression. And I'm pretty sure I know what you're thinking with that. Like, what? Depression has a dark side? Like, okay, restart. Hello YouTube, Aang Sasha here with special guest Nala, as always, not a psychiatrist. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the dark side of suicidal thoughts. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, suicidal thoughts have a dark side? Like, it's not dark enough already wanting to kill yourself? It gets a little worse. So, everyone who's seen my emotion commotion video knows about my emotion stability circle. Kind of like when you're at your high point, your emotional stability and your like depression is really, really under control. You're feeling good. When you're at the low point of the circle, it's you're feeling really bad. That's when your depression is like at a high point, or your anxiety is at a high point. So cute. So most people expect to have suicidal thoughts when they're on a low point, when they're down the bottom of the circle, especially when they're at like the bottom peak of the circle. Like, and when you're like on the downswing from the top to the bottom, like people expect to have suicidal thoughts then because it's natural, like things are going wrong. So it makes total sense that you would feel sad and that like you can kind of logic yourself out of your suicidal thoughts. Like things are just really bad right now, but they'll get better. It'll be okay. I just got to keep trying, and kind of squash them down a little bit because it's like, I know shit's bad right now, but I don't need to kill myself to fix it because you're expecting to feel bad when you're feeling bad. Like it makes sense. The dark side of suicidal thoughts comes when you're on the upswing or you're in the upper peak of the circle, when you're up at the top, because when you're up there, you're not expecting bad things to happen. You feel like things are going okay. That's why you're up there. So when you're up there and you're feeling good and you're happy and you're just going about your daily business and you're like taking maybe a dog for a walk or something and you're just happy and doing things, and then your brain's like, you know what, this is a really great activity. This is super fun. You know what would even be better? If you killed yourself right now. I bet right now if you killed yourself, it'd be fantastic. It'd be perfect. And you're like, things are going so good. I'm so happy right now. Like, I don't feel bad right now. I don't want to kill I do want to kill myself. I always want to kill myself, but it's harder when when things are going good and you're like, this was a really great chapter of the book. You know, it'd be fun stabbing yourself. Like, when you start having suicidal thoughts when you're feeling good, that's when things start going a little funky in your brain. Because when you're feeling bad, you're expecting to feel bad. So when you keep feeling bad, it's like, okay, it's just kind of the normal. And it still sucks, but it's something you kind of push yourself out of. When you're feeling good and those thoughts come up, it kind of creates this kind of effect in your brain where you're like, well, if everything's going good and I'm still having these thoughts, then it might just be the right like mode of going about it. It might be the right way to do this. It's not. It's not. It feels like it. It's not. Like, you just kind of have to recognize that depression never fully leaves you. Like, I said that before in Emotion Commotion in the Circle video. Like, you're not truly ever rid of your depression. It doesn't ever fully go away. You start feeling better or you start feeling worse and it goes in a circle or stays in a square. But, you know, it's always with you. So when those thoughts pop up, they're not your brain being like, this is the right mode of dealing with things. This is not the right path. It's being like, it's your depression kicking in and being like, hey, I'm still here. You didn't get rid of me that easily. In fact, you haven't gotten rid of me at all. I'm still here. I'm still going to try and convince you to end your life. And you don't want to let it do that. Like, you don't want to... It sounds rough, but you kind of just have to keep pushing forward through that when you're in happy mode. Like, it's the same thing where you just kind of have to tell yourself that that's my depression talking. That's not an actual path I should be considering at this moment. It's probably, like, I'm not going to say it's never a path you should never consider, but at this exact moment, it might not be the best path. It sounds like a good path. Suicide sounds fantastic because it's a permanent solution to your problems. But like 9 times out of 10, the problem itself isn't permanent. Like, it sucks when you're like, I should kill myself to get rid of my depression, because if I do that, then I never have to feel these things again, because it's true, but you don't have to feel them because you're dead. And yes, you never have to feel those emotions again, but you can also never see a new movie. You can never have a dog. You can never have another birthday. Like, and it gets tough. Like, it gets really tough. And unfortunately, there's really no good way to handle suicidal thoughts. There's no, like, just take your medication, they'll go away. There's no, do this and you'll just stop thinking it. There's no, like, you'll feel better and everything will be good, because there's no guarantee that when you feel better, the thoughts will completely go away. And when they're hitting you when you are feeling good and feeling great about yourself, then you're just like, fuck. Like, what am I supposed to do with this scenario? What am I supposed to do now? The only thing you can keep doing is push forward. There's no solution to those thoughts. There's no magic gone. I would love if I could just out. No more wanting to kill myself. But it doesn't work like that. And you just kind of have to keep telling yourself that, you know, your depression is what's talking right now, not you. You kind of have to see your depression as kind of this other entity, this like little devil or something on your shoulder that's just like, you're having fun right now. It'll be really fun. Let's go see if we can jump off that building. I bet you that would kill us. That would be really fun. And it's like, no, little depression dude on my shoulder, shut the fuck up. Like, death is not what I want from my life. And I'm sorry if Nala keeps getting in the shots everywhere, but she's my ESA and I need some support right now. Come on, let's get away from the camera though, honey. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so good. But the only thing you can do is just keep moving forward. Keep looking for solutions to your non-permanent problems that isn't you just being gone from this world. No matter how nice that might sound sometimes, like, you gotta just stick with it and stay in there, because if you don't, like, there's no telling what you could do tomorrow. There's no telling what can happen in a week. There's no way to know that. There's no way to know that even if you're feeling bad right now, you'll feel better later. There's no way to know that these thoughts aren't forever and that they're just not going to keep going for the rest of your life. There's no way to know that for sure, and there's no guarantee that it won't. Like, I could very well be thinking about killing myself when I'm 100. If I make it to 100, I'm honestly surprised I made it to 23. Like, I didn't want to. I'm not quite sure what to go from here, because I never thought I would make it this far. And that's the other side of suicidal thoughts. You keep thinking you're going to kill yourself, and you keep thinking that things are going to end soon, so you don't really make plans for the future. You don't really think about, like, the far future, far ahead, because you don't know if you're going to make it through this year. You don't know if you're going to make it through this month. Like, what good is planning something 5 years down the road if you're not going to be there, right? And I've never thought about life past 20. Like, I never thought what life would be like past 20. And not envisioning life past 20 has really not helped my suicidal thoughts because and not living life past 20 has really not helped my suicidal thoughts. Well, not envisioning my life past 20 has not really helped my suicidal thoughts because I kind of subconsciously I don't know why I'm still alive right now because I never thought I would be. So I don't know what to do from here because I'm not. It's a lot in my brain right now. I'm not going to throw it all on you guys. But that's another dark side of suicidal thoughts where you start thinking, I'm going to kill myself, so there's no use planning ahead of time. There's no use thinking what's going to happen in 10, 20 years. There's no use thinking about a job, maybe family, like getting your own apartment because you don't think you're going to live that long. And I'm going to tell you that how long you live is directly proportional to you. Like, no one can make you stay alive longer than you're willing to let yourself stay alive. Like, and I'm still here. I hit 23. I'm hoping for another year. I just taking this a year at a time, a month at a time right now because I don't know what the next step is. I don't know what's going to happen next. But that's okay. That's normal. Now that I've lived to this age, I need to just you're a good girl. You're so good. Like dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts, bad emotions, they all go together even when they're not. Like the little depression dude on your shoulder telling you to kill yourself when you're happy, that's your depression trying to send you back down the cycle, back down into like Never Land, where like your depression's main goal is to end you. Like it's in a way it's your enemy. It's like it's your mortal enemy just constantly trying to fuck up your life. And you really can't let it. Like you have to just keep moving forward in some way. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to be going to school and getting a job and dating and doing everything at once. But if you're doing like something, if you're just going to school or if you're just working, like maybe just dating. I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't suggest just dating, but you can't do everything all at once, especially when you're feeling bad about yourself. You have to just pick and choose, and as long as you're moving forward in some small way, it's a lot easier to tell your depression to go fuck itself. Because it's like, you don't want me to live to be 24? Well, fuck you, because I need to I'm working on my master's degree. I'm working on bettering my life. I'm working on it. Like, even if it doesn't feel like that to myself, I know I am. It's logic. And logic doesn't defeat emotions like 98% of the time. But this is the one time where it kind of works for me, where it's like, your life is going to hell. And I can look at it and be like, no, it's not. Stop. My life isn't going to hell at this moment. That's just my depression talking. And you just kind of have to, if your brain is telling you everything is going fucking wrong, even when it's not, you got to just take a step back and be like, why am I having these thoughts? Like, don't just accept them as, I'm in a bad state of mind. Don't just accept your thoughts as like, perfect. This is exactly what I'm thinking. I'm done. Like, you kind of have to step back and think about why. Like, when you're feeling really, really good, why is your depression telling you to kill yourself? Not because you need to, but because it wants you to suffer. Like, and you can't let your own brain get in the way of doing things, because it will try and it'll work sometimes. But even when it works, you still need to like take a step back and be like, okay, depression won that round. Depression won that round. It's okay. Depression wins a few. Just don't let it win the battle, and you'll be good. So if you like that video, like, comment, subscribe. And in the comments, do something that gets you out of your own head. Like when you're just kind of spiraling into bad thoughts, like just something you do to knock yourself out of it. I tell my little depression guy to fuck off. I'm like, this is all you. This is nothing for me. Fuck off. And then I go on the internet and do fun things. So I'll see you guys next week, and stay strong.